Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you my 10 oldest makeup products. This video is inspired by the collab that Emily from emilynmax and Steph from itjustSteph did just a couple of weeks ago. They shared their 10 oldest makeup products. I will link both of their channels down below. I'm sure you have seen their videos and their channels already, but if not, check them out. I really do love both of them. They are beautiful ladies and they do a lot of interesting content like project panning. Both of them do Panto's eyeshadow series, for example, and I love to watch those videos. So when I saw that they did this collab and shared their 10 oldest makeup products, I knew right away that it's something I want to do too, for a couple of reasons. First of all, I really wanted to see what are my 10 oldest products. I had an idea, but I wanted to see exactly what those 10 products are. And also, I want to do a similar video in a year, so in the beginning of 21, maybe in January or in February, and I truly don't want to have all of these products left then anymore. Before we get into my 10 oldest makeup products, I wanted to give an honorable mention for a couple of products. I need to mention this, even though this is now technically my newest makeup product, or maybe I bought a mascara that is newer than this, but this is one of the newest products. I bought this just a couple of weeks ago. However, I used up one of these completely last year, and it was very recently that I still had the old one. So I'm talking about my theBalm Merry Luminizer. I had my old one still 4 months ago. I finished it in October, and if I still had that product, it would be my only product from 2014. So it took over 5 years for me to finish it up. Of course, it wasn't my only highlighter, but definitely it was my most used highlighter. So I just had to mention that because I had it very recently. All the other products I'm going to mention today are either from 2015 or beginning of 2016. Another honorable mention I need to give to my depotted stuff. These things I didn't include to my 10 oldest products. I wanted to include products that are still in one piece. So I do have my C palette over here, and in my C palette there are some depotted eyeshadows from 3 palettes that would have made it to my 10 oldest. There are 5 shadows from the theBalm Meet Matte Nude eyeshadow palette, 5 eyeshadows from my theBalm Shady Lady Special Edition palette, and 5 eyeshadows from my theBalm Balm Voyage 2 palette. So as you can tell, back in 2014, 2015, even 2016, I was really much into theBalm. I do still really much love them. Also, in my magnetic face palette, this palette is from Tarte. I do really love it. It's so luxurious. In this palette, I do have one depotted blush from that theBalm Balm Voyage 2 palette, and also this yellow highlighter here is from the ABH That Glow Kit, and I think if I still had the palette, it would just have made it to my 10 oldest products. I only wanted to talk about products that are still in one piece, so let's get into my 10 oldest makeup products. Okay, so let me know down below before I tell you what my oldest makeup product that I still have in my collection is. I have mentioned this one being, I don't know if I have mentioned it being my oldest product, but at least I have mentioned it being the oldest product in this category in my collection multiple times on my channel. So press pause and guess what the product is. Okay, my oldest makeup product in my collection is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar eyeshadow palette. This palette I bought in summer 2015, so I'm sure you know what this palette looks like. It's this neutral palette. It has a lot of warm eyeshadows, like it has these golds and bronzes and warm browns here, but also it does have some plums and burgundies and shadows like that. I really much do enjoy this palette, and this palette still performs beautifully. It still smells like chocolate. At one point I was considering making this my Pandat palette, but now I'm not so sure about that. Even if I am going to do Pandat palette next year, I think it's going to be something else, just because I think this might be a little bit too challenging. Now I'm panning the ABH Modern Renaissance palette, and that is really easy formula to pan. Those shadows are not deep, they are not hardly pressed, and I'm having good time seeing all of the progress I can make. But I know with Too Faced shadows it's not like you're going to see any progress that quickly, so that might be a little bit frustrating to me. But also I think this color story might be just a little bit challenging to pan because the shadows lean quite dark on my skin tone. There's really only a couple of lighter lid shades. I do prefer a little bit lighter looks on daily basis. I don't think I'm going to make this my Pandat palette at least yet, but I don't want to let this palette go. So if and when I will film this video again next year, I'm sure this will still be my oldest makeup product. Oh, by the way, something I forgot to mention before I started to talk about these products is the way I figured what are my actual oldest products. So when I started my makeup hobby 2015, I started writing a beauty blog and I shared everything I hauled there until I started my Finnish channel, and then I filmed whole videos there. And since then I have really shared everything I have bought either on my Finnish channel or then on this channel. I started filming on this channel in January 2018. So let's move on to my second oldest makeup product. It is my oldest bronzer. So my second oldest makeup product is theBalm Bahama Mama bronzer. This is my absolute favorite product to contour with. As you can see, I have hit major pan, but there is still plenty of product. This one I got in summer 2015. theBalm is not sold in Finland, however it is, or at least it was sold in stores in Tallinn, Estonia, and my husband went there and brought this to me. This is my perfect contouring shade because it's this neutral brown, but it doesn't lean too kind of like ashy and greyish, because that's a problem I have with some cooler toned contouring shades, but then again this is really neutral, so it doesn't have any orange to it. I just think it's perfect for my skin tone. I will admit that it's maybe a little bit more kind of like powdery and patchy than when I got it. When I got it, it was really creamy and buttery, but I do still love it, and I want to finish this up and replace it with the same exact thing, just because I think this is the perfect contour shade for me. However, this year I am doing the Partners in Cream project pan, and I'm working on my e.l.f. cream contour palette in that project, and I just don't think I will be able to finish this one this year too. Unless it happens that in summer I cannot wear cream contour at all. That might also be the case if my skin gets kind of like too oily and it's too hot. Maybe then I would rather wear a powder contour, and then I might be able to finish this one up, but we'll see when summer comes. But if I don't finish it this year, I will make sure to finish it next year, and I will replace this then after I have used this up. And again, as I said, back in the day I was really much into theBalm, and some of these classic products I still do love a lot. Okay, so I'm not worried at all about having powder products that are over 4 years, almost 5 years old. But these next two products, I don't know, it makes me a little bit uncomfortable that I do still have this kind of products that are this old. So the next two products that are oldest in my makeup collection are these lip glosses from theBalm. I'm actually wearing one of these today. This said Snap. I ordered both of these fall 2015 from theBalm website. These are closer to 4.5 years old, and they only do have 6 months shelf life, so we are like almost 4 years over the expiration date. So if and when I will film this video next year, I for sure do not want to have these products anymore. I mean, there must be a lot of bacteria growing. They don't smell horrible yet. However, something I will need to say about theBalm liquid lipsticks and lip glosses is that they are really heavily scented. I collected all of these theBalm Read My Lips lip glosses, and one shade really expired on me. It was my favorite shade, it was the shade Girl, and that is something I actually want to buy again because I do really much love that color. It's kind of like my lips but better, so easy to wear, goes with anything type of shade, so that I really want to repurchase. But that started to smell so bad that I could just not put it to my lips anymore, so these don't smell that horrible, at least yet. Both of these are staple colors in my collection, that's why I have kept them, but I do want to replace these this year with a similar type of thing. This snap has been in my Rolling Lippies project pan since last May, so it has been in that project for 9 months. And there's still plenty of product, even though I have been using it regularly during the past 9 months. It has been in the project, and also I had gotten nice use out of it before that. This is a beautiful beige lip gloss over there, but I think I rather want to have in future a lipstick in similar type of color. But I do really want to make my best effort to finish this one because I have made such great progress. This next color is called Kapang. This is really beautiful shimmery bronze. This one is way more full. It was in some project and my goal was to use a gram of it. I think it was the last round of the roulette pan collab. Yes, that it was. So I was able to use a gram of product, but it's still, I feel it's almost full. But I always want to have a bronzy shimmery lip gloss like this. But this, unfortunately, I don't have any chance finishing anytime soon. Let's move on. The last product from 2015 that I still have in my collection is an eyeshadow palette. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette. Me and my husband traveled to Playa del Ingles, Gran Canaria for Christmas 2015. And one day we took a trip to Las Palmas and visited Sephora, and I bought this, and I do really much love this eyeshadow palette. For me, this is my perfect neutral matte eyeshadow palette. I always want to have a neutral matte eyeshadow palette that has all of my kind of like basic needs, like transition shades and brow bone shades and, you know, black, a deep brown, stuff like that, and this just has it all. This still performs beautifully, these shadows are really pigmented. The next product I'm going to talk about is my first purchase I have left from 2016, and this is another eyeshadow palette. And I was a little bit surprised when I gathered this list and noticed this palette in, and I don't even know why, because I know that I have bought this in early 2016, but for some reason when I think about my oldest makeup, I don't think about this. Maybe it is because I have the chocolate bar and I have the Kat Von D palette and I have some of those theBalm depotted eyeshadows that are still older. But my next oldest product is this Urban Decay Naked Smoky eyeshadow palette. I love this eyeshadow palette. You have maybe heard me talk about this. This used to be my party palette. Back in the day when I used to go out to events, I used to go a lot to harder style electronic dance music events and festivals, so this palette has traveled with me to Defcon 1 and to Cubase, and I do have this sentimental attachment to this palette and I will never get rid of this until it really does expire. I don't use this palette often though, because it's really smoky and it's not really my style to do really smoky looks that often. But there are also some warmer shades here. This gold in this palette is the most beautiful gold in my collection, because even though it's yellow gold, it's kind of like neutral and it doesn't pull that yellow. I really do love this gold, and the palette is almost like a perfect smoky palette to me. If I could change one thing about this palette, I would change one of these silvers because they can be quite similar. I would change one of them to be like a really icy silver. I think this palette is missing a shade like that. But otherwise this is a beautiful palette. However, this palette is not something that I would ever consider panning. The Too Faced Chocolate Bar, maybe one day. The Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, maybe one day. But this one I would never choose to be my Pantone palette. It is just way too smoky, but I do love this palette and I don't want to let go of this before I really have to. Okay, next we do have another lip product, but this one doesn't gross me out quite as much as those lip glosses. This is the NYX Simply Vamp Lip Cream in the shade Covet. I don't have so big issue with this product just because it's kind of like a bullet lipstick, but it is in this crayon form. I have used about half of the product, about half I do have left. I do love this lipstick so much. This is my favorite vampy lipstick because it's this beautiful burgundy color, but it does have a metallic finish to it, but it's really comfortable to wear. I was thinking of buying a backup because NYX has now discontinued this. I'm a little bit afraid of, you know, finishing this product because if I don't buy the backup and when I will eventually finish this, I can never get it again. So I'm a little bit on the fence about if I should or should not buy the backup because I know that one day I will finish this. I love this color. I probably would have bought the backup already, but I do have this new rule for this year that I can buy a lip gloss or a lipstick in every 2 months. Please help me. Should I buy the backup for this same product or should I just kind of like let it go and then when I will eventually finish this, look for something similar. Then my next oldest makeup product is my oldest blush. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Mood Exposure. I do really much love this blush. It's a beautiful color. It's this kind of like mauve neutral. Let me show you a swatch. Looks absolutely amazing with the NYX lipstick. It is currently in a project pan. If you know me at all, you know that I hate panning blushes, but this one I don't have a problem keeping in a project just because this is my most expensive blush and I have gotten really nice progress on it already. I have hit the bottom and there's not much product left here. Now if I will film this next year, this time, I'm not sure if it is gone by then already. I don't think I can quite finish this during this winter and spring, and then I know that during summertime this is not something I would really wear, but in fall I would wear it with more kind of like cooler toned plummy looks. And then the next product is this. This is theBalm Mid Match Hues liquid lipstick in the shade Honest. This is my oldest liquid lipstick, but I love this so much. This is a beautiful color. It's this stunning coral. Now that I'm going to swatch this, I do see that it's a little bit clumpy, so I probably should replace it, but I love it. Again, these theBalm liquid lipsticks are so heavily scented. They do have this really strong mint scent, and even if there's some bacteria there, I'm sure the scent will cover all of that up. But there is the color. This is my perfect kind of like orangey coral shade. This is my favorite summer lipstick after basic red lipstick. Red lipstick is my favorite always, but after that this is my favorite summer lipstick, and I don't want to get rid of this at least yet. I think I'm going to keep this in my collection this spring, next summer, and also this is something I could wear a lot during fall time. But I think I will declutter it after that just because it's starting to be so old. As I said, there were some clumps there when I was about to swatch it, and then I want to either repurchase this same thing or something in similar color for spring, summer and fall next year. But this year I'm still going to keep using this one. And then finally the last product I'm going to talk about today is my second oldest blush. This is my favorite blush from my entire collection. If I really had to decide to keep only one blush, it would be this. It is the e.l.f. Baked Blush in Rich Rose. This is a beautiful neutral glowy blush. I just love this. This is one of those blushes that will look good with any look, and I really do love the glowy finish of this. This is like a baked blush and mine is starting to be really flat. Eventually I know I will finish this and I know that I will also repurchase it. I just think this is my perfect blush color. My favorite blush. The packaging is broken. It broke a long time ago. That's always the thing with cheap blushes. The packaging may be crap, but I find that the quality of e.l.f. blushes and Essence blushes is so amazing. Anyways, those were my 10 oldest makeup products. I would love to know your oldest makeup products. Let me know down in the comments. Next year I will do this video again for sure. And I do not want to see those dip in lip products in my collection 10 anymore. I mean, I love all of those products, as I said, that's why I have kept them, but it's just a little bit too old. But that was everything for today. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you in my next one. Bye bye.